Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gupta, in which the Gupta Kingdom has expanded in its part of a sphere of influence in a way, as we have Maharaja Rajendra, the holy Jain theologian he has become, as he's done a lot of focus on theology, which is on his part. Him being charismatic ruler, charismatic negotiator, well, I think charisma could be a little understated, even though he does have high diplomacy, martial, and learning, while he always suffers from an infection and a wound he may probably never ever get over. Even if he were to become a Muni, which at least being infected and wounded doesn't prevent it. So, as I've said in the previous episode, I think the case of becoming a Muni has become stronger because of, well, look at the line of succession, and we know that my wife, Maharani Kumara Devi, usurper as she is called, because I put her on that throne of Kamarupa, which used to be held by the Shantideva dynasty, which they still control a good portion of land, but the man is infirm, and they are rivals between the two. I mean, it did say that they took a crown from Harshi. So the Ember Crown, in which it kind of makes me wonder, how come I don't have a crown? I mean, what I mean is, these artifacts. That I have a weapon and armor, but there is one thing missing. Jewelry. Never brought a goldsmith before, but I think that should be the least of my worries. Honestly. And Indranarayan will be 16 this year. And he is more than likely to be a very good marshal, since I have a great experience in all these things, learning and all. But I'm not sure if I'm really qualified for that. In fact, I can't switch to any guardians because he lives in her court. So in the technical sense, ever since I put her on the throne, the two legitimate children of mine, of Indranarayan and Chandrasen, are taken to her custody. But I'm still raising them because I chose them to be guardian long before we put her on that throne of the Kamarupan throne. So it's like, yes, you may have custody of my children, my love. But however, I still raise them because those were my orders, and my orders still stand. Even though you gave them a childhood focus and you're going to give them whatever education that they are at the mercy of, I'm just only teaching them a few things. Maybe perhaps one day I will teach them a virtue. If they were here, of course. Now, Jayapala here. He is in my court, but he is a child of a concubine, which I don't ever want the child of a concubine to be ruling there. I mean, I am not a child of a concubine, but I am a trained diplomat. Skilled fighter, trained diplomat. Trained diplomat, novice fighter, so there's still time for Chandrasen. And I want to make things interesting. I'm going to make it clear to you, people. We know that controlling 3 kingdoms is enough for you to create an empire. That's a requirement. But there is one more, and that's Orissa or Gondwana, as I've yet to create that kingdom, which I'll probably have to create that sooner or later. When the kingdoms are united, then we will form the Bengal Empire. Or in this case, because of our location, the Magadh Empire. Just like in the good old days of classical India. Even though it's technically still the classical period of India, because some historians and scholars say that the classical period of India's history started from, I don't know, from the Gupta era all the way to Gupta Empire era to 1200 AD, when the invaders from the west came in and they would form the Delhi Sultanate, which is a whole nother story in itself. But anyways, the army's returning home, still wounded and infected. What else? Oh yes, made mention before that I will soon be meditating and gotta invest that money into something. How and how? Who wants to be the domain overseer? It's likely gonna be you because you're good all around. Not him. It'll be the Negranta of Casaria. Well, you better keep eating that good food because we're gonna need you to oversee the province. And we'll search a domain for another resource. So time to begin my secluded meditation. Because I will become Acharya soon. Once the meditation is complete. Not to mention that I'm a theologian. That's how I became known as the Holy. Have they infested? Yeah, they did a bit. We could increase a little more. Which one? Oh yes. You do want the Viha. Okay. You can have it for a favor. Which I'll tell you what I want. And you know what that means. No, you idiot, that's my favor. Repay the favor. Thank you very much. Even though you still hate my guts. Because revoked the vassal titles, which you'll eventually get over. Not to mention those vicious rumors about me. High Crown Authority. So not even me being a Jain can get his respect. But please remember, Indranarayan is the heir to Kamarupa, Jayapala is the heir to Bengal, and Chandrasen will be the heir to the Gupta Kingdom, which I've chosen them, so that way the three kingdoms will be split. And only one of these sons must unite them all, and that person will be the one to form the empire in the future. Having returned from the battlefield, I still don't feel at home. My body is here, but my mind is still in Coromanta. Sometimes I wonder if I die there and this is all a nightmare. Sometimes I just cannot breathe. I shall never be close to anyone again, as I am still celibate. One of my courtiers came back today after visiting a cousin living in town some distance away. I was offered some precious onions as a gift. Thank you. These would go great in soup. Cannot make sense of the passage of the Yoga Sutras. The words are archaic and their meaning is deeply hidden by copious layers of symbolism. It would greatly benefit my spiritual development if I discovered text as my own. Well, I think I like my chances here. So let's go 50-50. I'll figure this out on my own. A true follower of the Anuvrata does not give up easily. I kept at it. Reading the passage again and again, compared it with other holy texts and mulled over the wording for hours on end. Went slowly, but every now and then I uncovered a new piece of the puzzle, and suddenly I saw it. Such elegance, such depth. I will carry this revelation with me till the day I die. The wisdom of the Yoga Sutras is infinite and indisputable. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. two, three. Yeah, you got it. And that's 3 virtues. You'll be fine. No matter how much I give Jayapala Gupta books, he refuses to read them because he finds them boring. He is dim. Must have got that from me because all of my brothers were all dim. No, I'm charitable. So that's 4 virtues. Got rid of charitable. Okay. What are you doing? Subjugation war? You subjugating them? Clearly you've gone mad. I'm gonna have to stop you from that. Because you are taking advantage of their weakness. He's doing this because he has enough purity to make that happen. You know, I've always wanted him to stop embezzling me. I know he's a loyal vassal, but he's a bad man. He's exterminated innocents. That's an unjust giant, so I'm putting him under arrest. And of course he rebelled against me. I know we were supposed to rest after the war, but damn it, this is just this one issue that we just can't set aside. And by the way, that's another defensive war. Well, it's against the weaker force, you should be fine. I know that Archer Kundakuna was a paragon of temperance. However, as I struggle to control my appetite while in meditation, I'm supposed to eat very simple food in small portions, but I'm growing weary. I cannot concentrate when my stomach rumbles like this. After a little treat, I shall return to my duties of doubled focus. After midnight, I ventured to the kitchens to find something to still my hunger. I quickly found my favorite treats and proceeded to shove handfuls in my mouth. However, my binge was interrupted as a servant entered the room. As I hid in the pantry, the shame washed over me and I could not eat anything else. Now I just feel nauseated. No progress. I didn't want to subjugate him because I would rather subjugate him myself if we were to have a ruler. I mean, I already used up my subjugation one. It should be saved to someone else. We don't want to make a theocratic vassal to become too powerful. I am bent over the youngest citrus, trying to make sense, especially cryptic passage, when a faint tap on the door breaks my concentration. I call for my visitor and enter. To my surprise, little Chandrasen's pale face peeks through the opening. Father, why are you hiding? I miss you. You came all the way from Kamarupa to here, Patliputra, while I'm meditating? Keep in mind, it's a 50-50 chance that I might teach him in a porn lesson and thus doing a valuable deed according to Anuvrata, or fail to teach him anything, and thus wasting time which could have been spent on the Yoga Sutras. As I said, If he successfully subjugates, yeah, that's good for the expansion of the realm, but not at the expense of a super strong, potentially super strong theocratic vassal, which almost makes you think that the Jains have too much more autonomy, despite the fact that I'm its overlord. It's just the theocratic vassal's got a little too much autonomy for its own good, and that needs to be stopped. But again, it was the Paula's fault that created that theocratic vassal of theirs, which we later inherited. And then this is... Yeah, I get it. Still assembling here. Now, decision time. Come here, son. We shall read the Anga Sutras. I read one of my favorite passages, the Anga Sutras to Chandrasen. I could quickly tell I had no interest in holy words, and I failed to engage my son in a conversation about the passage, so I considered myself defeated and sent him on his way. My son has other qualities. There's a 50% chance he may become dull, which I don't think he'll get that. No, he didn't. Well, that was a waste of time. By the way, when he is defeated, and since he's a Beelzebub, I'm going to revoke that title and give it to some other Jain. But the problem is, he holds all the counties, so it's impossible that, you know, we could establish a noble. But anyways. So he's come to Patliputra. Ah, he became a Jain himself. He was formerly a Buddhist because of its overlord. Just died bedridden and infirm. Now it's taken over by him, which... He's a faction leader of the Glory faction in this kingdom. This could spell tension if he were to get them together to go up against her, in which I'll be willing to defend with her. Even though we wanted a rest for war, but we are still a powerful country. There's the bountiful well of wisdom in the Anga Sutras. Today I will cover new meanings in several passages which I've previously never given much thought, so I'll take these lessons to heart and carry them with me. No matter where life takes me, mark my words, the Anga Sutras is truly a book of wonders. Now I cannot lead, because I am still meditating, so it's up to you. A large cistern was discovered in Varanasi. It seems to have been used by the ancient peoples to collect rainwater. That is still in relatively good condition. Locals plan to refurbish and reuse it. Perhaps we can lend some funds to help them in this endeavor. The economic and social benefits would be considerable. For 10 years, or increase to 20 years. So I'll spend 60 gold. As I will be the leader who cares, and I'll be charitable. Yes. And I'm charitable again. Still 3 virtues. I'll become Archaios soon enough. Of course, still, this is what I mean by spending money. By looking for another domain resource. New insights and revelations in my seclusion. I have plenty of time to think about my actions, my life, and my place in this world. Things I had never thought about before suddenly became so clear. operates a rebellious province. Just an old money. Now we pay it for money. Should invest in that. Young Rajendranarayan has finished his education ways or it is evident that he's excelled in his studies. Well, this pleases me. Now, mind if I bring him to court? Because he is my son and I have something for him to do. He's got pretty good martial and somewhat good combat skill despite the stress. Which I'm sure he'll get over it in another time. I will offer him all the prestige that I have. Even though his opinion of me versus hers, so he'll probably want to serve under her rather than me. Because pushed him too hard. There's some bad rumors about me. Well. You are ambitious. Yeah. I have something for him. Bountiful well of wisdom in the Yoga Sutras. Today I've uncovered new meanings in several passages which I've previously never given much thought. So I'll take these lessons to heart and carry them with me, no matter where life takes me. Alright, welcome home. Reports reach us that traders and travelers are being harassed by raiders in my lands of Varanasi. Send my march to hunt them down. This may sound like a controversial move, but since I'm money intensive these days, and we want to increase the income of it, we're going to assemble a mercenary company. Gather some men under the command of Rajendranarayan to make them available for anyone to hire. I will gain part of the income that the company brings in when hired by another party. This is not going to disinherit him. No. This is just improve his skills even further as a life of a mercenary captain for a while. He's still the heir, so now he's the captain of the Mugged band. If he wants to be Maharaja, then he has to be ready for anything. As he has none right now, but just hang on. We hope you win, so you'll have it. Chandrasen brought forth to me the head of the raiders leader, the bandit leader who previously plagued merchants in Varanasi. Excellent work. What's going on? Rivalry war between you two. He'll definitely win that one, but that'll keep him busy. At least my Maharani will still be alright. We're pleased with your progress. During the time you spent in contemplative seclusion, I You have taken a great step on the path of the Anuvrata. I hereby declare your mission completed. You honor me, child. Now I shall become a child like you. Hey, gods. They burned her at the stake. By a Hindu. Which makes sense. Killed my friend. She was a kind soul. I wish to become a better Jain as led me to Anuvrata. As I follow this holy path, I noticed that my sense of ego and the need for recognition has all but vanished. This change has helped me focus on things which really matter. There's only one holding here. Now I'm officially our child. How long were you in for? What crime did you commit? Release. Get to them quickly. Now that I'm back from meditation, I'll get the troops moving fast. You're with me? Now. Thought about passing another one of those laws soon. Not in the Civil War. Status of women. That's what I plan on doing. Status of women up as soon as this affair is over. Take Rajrapa, despite the fact that, well, it has. They say you'll make a much better steward. Very well. Even though this is the wrong type of guardian that you would. So need somebody who knows all about stewardship. Well, I'm not quite sure. He's very well learned, so it'll be him. Wait a minute, what? Raiders. Far away. Need a loyalist. You. Just end it. You'll be ransomed, even though you've done nothing wrong in your lives. The scholar bureaucrat himself. You know, since I hold 3 Rajas of Kashi, Tirubhukti, and Magadh, has anybody ever given me 4? No. In the vanilla, in the regular game, the maximum to hold the duchies is 2. Holding 3, they say it's too many. I don't know if it's either HIP or Dark Age, one of those 2. That just says that you can hold up to 3. And if you hold 4, okay, that's too many. Guess that's another benefit of being a Jain ruler. More so if you have high stewardship. You're going into prison. And your title will be revoked. In fact, possibly all of it. And I will give it to some other Jain who wants to rule it there. I mean, there is another, so he will be the new one. This is what he gets for trying to embezzle me, and I'm sure he's probably stolen some of my money before, so... Okay, this is all I can revoke. Hey. What say you if I were to give you Rajendranarayan, and you say you're the new one? You take control of this. He will continue his war, but I'm doing them a favor. Even though what's absurd of that, he doesn't rule a county. I mean, he actually does. It's just the capital isn't visible. So I kind of screwed up slightly. That's the problem of having a theocracy vassal. Well, even though I could replace it entirely with a barony, but no. We want to continue the Jain tradition here. It's been established by the Palas quite by accident. Would love to catch him. Just give him pay. Make him pay. Just a raiding on land. Have you been hired yet? What's your strength? Even though I could increase it if you want to, all you have to do is request them. I don't need to do it at my own initiative. I'm sure she'll be wondering, why is the Maggad army doing in my land? And I'm just saying, oh, we're just visiting. We took care of some of the raiders for you. But now I'm gonna go meditate. Just for a bit. More purity. Okay. Now, can we please rest? I mean, we have good strength from our vassals, but not enough from the domain. We hardly invested in the domain. And with good reason. At least try to build it faster. I'll switch the crown focus to back here to help improve upon that. Pala claim for Navadvipa. I see. Brooding. It's next November. I know I still want to win a war, but particularly a tributary war. Oh, what the heck is... Yeah, particularly the lands of the Ori are a bit more chaotic. The women. We will get support, yes. Marginal status of women now up, so women can be spy masters. Everybody's friendly. Sure. While walking behind the courtyard, I noticed a gold coin fell out of the pocket. Should I tell him about it? Yes, give it back. It is the right thing to do. Am I already honest? Oh, I used to be honest. Now I am. Again, we plan on going to war against them just to extort tribute from them. And then them next. And possibly Kalinga as well. Everybody must pay tribute. Which is just for mainly to get more monthly income. Mainly. We don't seek to vassalize them. Not yet. Oh, there you are. You're visible on the map now. Well, I wish I could banish you right now, but you're in this jurisdiction, so... You embezzler. Some of the books that once belonged to father and others. But since you're a bad person, I don't think I'm going to let you out. You're going to remain in prison. You try to embezzle me. If I had the power, I would banish you, but no. Have it to give it to somebody else. It's that guy again. Who are the other ones? What is the matter with you? Well, don't make me try to arrest you now. As for him, let's discredit him. And let's discredit the other. There'll be no discrediting around here. Everybody wants to discredit each other. It's just that man, however, he's not going to give in to that because of base reluctance. He will have a martial education as well, but I'm not going to teach him. Because there's somebody who's a lot better qualified and it'll be him. Oh boy. Next year, we'll start the tributary war. Take care of this situation. My son has the flu. Oh, we know that my court physician, he's not that good. Oh no. We need somebody better. Oh, I don't know about him. Just someone I can trust. And I guess it'll be you, since you're also the domain overseer that I appointed. Just call it for him at once. Okay, the rays just disappeared. Never mind then. Excuse me. Let's celebrate its glory. I'm paying. Got all that money, you know. You want me to go meditate again? Well, I got nothing better to do. In solitude, there is peace. What happened to him? Slain in a chaotic battlefield duel. Killed by him. Oh, alliance just expired, and you're here to make a date. Oh. Well, it doesn't involve money. It's just a bunch of prestige and plenty of purity. Another 5 years alliance. You got it. Just to keep our relations alive between us. My offer of funding the celebration relic was well received and assigned my standing in the eyes of my brothers and sisters. For many days we sang, prayed, and paraded the holy relic around the nearby villages. Donations to the monastery increased greatly. All in all, it was a tremendous success. The society members are pleased with my celebration. Chandrasen is gone for martial education like the rest of the brothers, chosen by the Maharani. Now, he's already become cheerful. Who knows what it'll be. Hopefully he'll be a brave warrior, since, you know, I know he lives on different courts, but when he turns 16, I'll bring him over here, and then we'll introduce the heir to the realm, and then my task will be done. As obviously we'll continue the investments here in Magad, which will be the center of the military power of Bahar. Or I'll figure it out. It is infinite and indisputable. After all, I am a holy man. Again, too many trades, one of them's gotta go. Again? Well, here's a 60% chance now. Let's have another chance. We shall read the Anga Sutras again. Chandra listened attentively as I read from the Anga Sutras. After I was done, he had many questions we discussed thoroughly. While Chandrasen is still too young to grasp the finer nuances, I do think he learned something important. Helping my son is truly rewarding. He will gain idolizer, which... who knows what he'll get. There's a 20% chance he could become shrewd. And also a 20% chance to become close friends. I'm proud of you, my son. Very proud of you, son. And plus, I didn't get a notification that I became cheerful. But then again, he lives in a different court. Charitable. Too many traits, what did I tell you? about to be finished this month, and we'll build a war elephant fence. Pirates have been marauding in increasing numbers all along the coast of the Gupta Kingdom recently. Worse, there's a rumor among common folk that pirates are being aided by Maharaja agents. I must send a letter to Maharaja to find out it's so. That can't be right. You honor me. A loud noise is heard outside, and on an instant I rush to the window. Curious, I look outside and I see nothing out of ordinary. Odd. Is my imagination playing tricks on me? No. What a waste of gold. You didn't run in. Now I'll be humble once more. This is getting funny. I must say, I do not approve of the tone in your last letter. Accusing others of trying to obscure your own failings and keeping your realm safe leaves you only look like a two-faced spider. I wish you a speedy recovery from your paranoia. Oh, darling. We're just... I think we should try to repair this. I'll answer soothingly. I hope you come to understand. We are married, you know. I accept your apology and look forward to many more years of continued good relations. With my kindest regards. That is all good, then. Good! You need to invest in these other places, too. You barely do anything with them. Chandrasen has become ambitious. He is fair. That's a good starting path for him. Took you a long while. Oh, you did become shrewd. I guess I made the right call of naming him heir, even though this would lead to the splitting of the kingdoms, the partition of the kingdoms. What happened to you? You lost your hand. Who hired you, by the way? You had no rivals. I guess you were hired, but you lost your hand in the process, and you're still stressed. But as you are, Dingambaro, well, it doesn't kill you. You're gonna be fine. He'll live. Small tax break should help him. Well, let's just raise more money, and by the beginning of next year or so, we will go to war for tribute, just to make a paid tribute. Just to add some more victories to my name. Homely. Oh, you're still here. My apologies. Realize they're kind of alone on this one. Charity, you got it. Text. Mithila Woodcutter's Lodge again. Well, enough of the searching. You ought to get to work. Even though it's gonna bankrupt us, but just get this one loan and a little quick tribute war. We'll pay it off. You'll be fine. And plus some money off of this. Now let's extort the tribute from them. They better surrender. Because when they surrender, it's gonna make our time easier. You sure about that? That they want to kill me? Well, the defense is finished. Oh, once I become tributary, you can end that subjugation war. It's practically over at this point. I may not have the prestige, but I'm a very pious man. But boy, what a strong country have we become. Well, payback's not as possible. We'll be fine. Head to there now. While he's still there. We used to be the best of friends, now we're the worst of enemies. So this time they paid tribute to us. I totally forgot about that. Your skills aren't as good as what it used to. We'll get these defenses down in no time. Plus, this is a very decentralized country. Dakota. Yeah, you get the idea. He's in hiding, so we may capture him. Not him. Gee, for a man who practices what he preaches. Oh, so you've become a Hindu, which is due to the influence of the mother. Well, I don't mind, actually. Well, he's become a Shaivist. But let me tell you, in preparation, knowing that one day that I will retire, so I'm gonna start giving artifacts to you soon. Once you fully grow up, of course, and I'm only gonna give you the more important ones, the important books that may help you, and the weapons and so on and so forth. This is going to take a long time. Also, we hold this prisoner. House arrest. Not for us. Assault. Win at least one battle, that'll give us a big war score. Ride through the countryside together with my escort. I come upon a lonely inn. It is empty aside from a nervous-looking innkeeper, who nevertheless promises food and wine at every reasonable price. My party and I sit down at the table. By Sabafanaf. What is that infernal smell? My guards detain the innkeeper and pull open the floorboards to reveal a massive pit of manure underneath the inn. The innkeeper confesses he had been paid to ignite the manure once we were seated, blowing everyone to Kingdom Come, but his employer concealed his or her identity. Perhaps this wretch was working alone. Off of his head! Even on it's not a Jain way of doing things, but an attempted assassination. Who's trying to kill me? Who? The problem is we do not know. It's probably those mad Buddhists around here. So that means there's going to be another attempt of an assassination, so we're kind of vulnerable. Hey! Start scheming. Someone's doing it, and I don't like it. It's probably him. Primary suspect, Gopala the Repulsive. That's probably him. That's my number one pick. Boy, we took a lot of prisoners. No, I don't need more troops. We'll be fine. Don't you know there's an attempt on my life here? Hold it right there. I know we're assaulting right now, but he says he'll pay tribute to me. But he still wants to subjugate. That doesn't end it, does it? No, it does not. You know, while we're here, how about we stop them? Since we're still out here at this time. We'll be fighting Kalinga right here, right now. There's a noble warrior at the gate. Says he's a veteran of many battles and desires to become champion of my house. Praises my wisdom and honor and pledges to always defend me in my house if I accept him in my retinue. Welcome. I guess tributary wars don't count. So, abandon that and switch to Groom and Air, which I'll do that after this conflict. Unoccupy all these areas and take the main objective. In a touch of sublime daring, it seems the criminal ring that's over my domain has inside information from the council. This doesn't bode well for our chances to get them. There's a criminal ring? Well, we're going in after. We're gonna occupy their areas next. As he is growing older, I could see that Chandrasen could use some guidance in some of the most experienced areas. It will require hard work and may not always be appreciated. This is my chance to make a self-sacrifice for the sake of Chandrasen. Who knows what he's going to be like? I can't teach him any virtues unless I bring him to court. And someone's going to groom him. Be thorough. Make others count on you. And made him diligent. Famous writer. I'll give him patronage. You again? Had enough of you. Thank you. We've got the Ramayana. I know that book. There. This should be it. Then we can all go home. Young Chandrasen often speaks in reverence to the wise men of old. Says he wants to be like them. Is that so? Or I could teach you to be kind. You could be erudite. Doesn't hurt to have even more learning. Give it a try. Don't fight another tributary war. Why haven't you ended it yet? Now you're gonna revolt in your hands. Man, this is more trouble than it's worth. There you go. They're probably gonna call me to help on their conflict. Mission was a failure. We'll deal with this one swiftly. We didn't capture the leader, but we'll soon be taking their capital. How old are you, son? 14? Turning 15 in a week. He's 15 now. Even more higher learning. Start giving away artifacts after this war, okay? There you are. Now we can go home. But that's his call. Alrighty, now it's time to start giving away artifacts. Only the important ones. Start with the weapon and armor first. Since he's still a novice fighter, he's never become a trained one. He's got a lot to prove for himself. I guess the only genetic trait he ever inherited is just the fact that he's attractive. What else? You're gonna need this. Very important book to read. The cut his logic fellows finished. We're all set. Have this robe on. There. Even though we still got a subjugation war, but that's a different issue that I cannot interfere. And I can't tell him to stop. Well, we're getting a lot of money out of this. Now. Book of Shadows. For more personal combat skill for you. Rajkumar Chandrasen is getting older. He will soon be ready for presentation to Gupta court. Watching him these days, can't help but wonder if some intervention wouldn't do wonders in making him a little more like myself. No, let him be for now. We'll get him home soon, when he's finished his education. Rate this. Also this. Martial books for you. In fact, the Ramaya is the only martial book we have. Here's a hammer. More of this. Again, stewardship is in your strong suit, but I'm gonna give you a few clutter to help you for stewardship. Have you uncovered a plot against me yet? Yep, I knew it was him. Yeah, these two. Could tell him to stop, but... he served in my army with distinction, and yet... this character married a monkey. What? Well, he's a lunatic, so who am I to question him? Plus, he's an old man, so I think he'll pass on of old age. Even though I will soon retire in a few years. Landscape painting. Forest, also for you. You just became a trained fighter. Good. Now here's a few intrigue books that it may help you to protect yourself from plots. In my dream, I see a tall figure with a golden mask approach, coming closer and closer and closer. That one. I'm suddenly awakened by myself. Wake up! Wake up! We're here. Are you okay? Wake up! Stand up! There you go. You were dreaming. What was that? I dreamt of the figure in a golden mask. Come to me. Through fire and war, I welcome you. Yeah, that's strange. Now I have a falling intrigue, which makes me more vulnerable for that assassination plot that could happen to me. Which kind of makes me want to say, not if I get to him first. We know what you're up to, and I don't like it. We can imprison him, but just wait. I'm gonna pass this wayside shrine on the road. I remember one of the locals telling me that praying at those wayside shrines could bring one various kinds of blessings. Let me pray to Ajinath. There's a few diplomacy books so you could be well liked in your next rule. He's about to be. The education of Chandrasen. While we were having a cozy dinner, my Kumara Devi raised a sensitive issue which me think twice. Of all things she wanted to decide on the education there. My dear Chandrasen, I think about a request. He's going for Marshal Net's final. Oh boy. I could go for this, even though vassals will begin to respect me. And no, Kamara they won't like it. So, even though I'm a nice guy, I am not sure. You know, I could say, we need to talk about this instead. Gotta convince her that it's a bad idea. Make me look weak. Debated defensively, and I won the debate. Just went back to my old philosophy. Now, please end that plot. using that favor for once. Because he's been doing that for a while. Brilliant strategist. Flanker. Rough and brave. Facing my dear spouse. After deciding to engage Kamara Devi in order to make her understand the state reasons behind the education of Chandrasen, I note an eagerness on the part of my spouse to discuss it. Now it's time to think about how will I do it. Well, I'm a man of diplomacy, so I could try to soften her up. I am kind, yes. I'm patient too. And regarding my spouse, she is, she doesn't have any of those traits. But she is patient, so that's bad for her. Not plus that, all that. I mean, it could go up against me, but I don't know. I'll try to soften her up. This is for learning. With patience, wisdom, and shrewdness, I was able to counter Kamara Devi's arguments, while turning mine more appealing. In the end, my spouse agreed with me, and we managed to build a strong relationship out of what could have been a significant disagreement. Let me embrace you, my darling. There. That solves that little problem. Don't plan on spending anything significant yet. As you were. Here's another. Almost gave away all my artifacts. Young Chandrasen has finished education in ways of war. Seems to learn all the basic skills required. Well, very good. Now this seems rather interesting, that one would think. I could send him to Gorzian, but I don't want to risk him changing cultures right now. He should come home immediately. While he's still a mercenary captain, seeks to be a formidable fighter. And Jayapala, he's going to be the heir to the kingdom. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I offer you my prestige. And let me send you a gift. Just have a much higher opinion. And until you've come to my court, I will introduce the heir to the realm. Well, not anymore, because he's not here. Well, damn. Lost it. Now I can't introduce the heir to the realm as I was supposed to. That's what he gets for living in another court. Raja Sutia. Sutia. Oh. That. Well, I'm sure we'll come to that. Pledge peace to my vassals. Okay, so I will be retiring soon, so let me give you my last few artifacts before I go. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, no, wait next year, or so, you know when. But in the meantime, I'll make you a commander, just temporary appointment. Both of the sons, so the marshal could train you. As I said, both of you. Now that you are present. Okay. There you are. I could make him a marshal, but no, you'll be it. Just try to improve the commanders for about a year, as I am not ready to leave yet. Last one. One of my friends died. Got lots of friends. Why the Tirthanakaras? How could you be so cruel to take it from me? I could find no relief and no escape from the all-consuming zone. No matter how many bottles I empty, all I could see before me is Devak, his pale, lifeless face. I cannot become a Mooney if I'm a drunkard, right? No, it's okay. All you have to do now is just don't be married, but just wait. It'll happen next year. Or so. He's resting. Just ransom, that's his penalty. Thank you for the money, sucker. Subject to public humiliation. Now I become just. The Samcat philosophy states the importance of trusting the authority of wise men, but this story must be proven to be reliable. Must follow wisdom. Hey, you can also be the Chancellor for a while. Maybe it could help you increase your diplomacy skill. So I'm pulling double duty now. I just need to get rid of this ambition, see if I can put back room there. If it's not there, well then, the car's a month. that one failed for once. This keep will finally be finished. Now we're building another improvement of it, which it'll be done during the reign of the new Maharaja. Got the Ramayana book. Did you give it back to me? No, inherited. When Hari Singh just passed. And all the other books too. Oh, jeez. Wolf pelt, very secure chest, tailwind anklet, don't know. Well, son, I got a couple more artifacts for you. And this broken web you do not need. Couple more gifts, son. You'll inherit everything. I'm traveling and the sun is beating down on me heavily. I was telling you to turn back home. I'm getting close to my destination, a mansion of a local noble I have to meet. And I'm getting clearly more and more tired as the sun ever rises higher in the sky. Go outside and take for a quick walk. While traveling over the rest of the signs of Mithila, the party of one of my courtiers was attacked and mercilessly slaughtered. The sole survivor of the massacre arrived at the palace with the grim news. Gosh, Jayapala, the heir to the Bengal Kingdom, he's been killed. This is what happens when you have a volatile province or a restless province. It has to be dealt with immediately. How did we not see that? Does that make you the heir to Bengal? No, it's going to be Indranarayan instead. Oh, don't forget that rebellious province over there, which I'll send a marshal to suppress that. There. Now it's volatile. That makes it bad. The stewardship of mine ain't what it used to be. Finally finished our war. Peace pledge broken. Sorry, I had to groom my hair. Last act. He's got to be groomed for this. Maharaja Rajendranarayan has finally introduced young Rajkumar Chandrasen at the Gupta Kingdom in Magadha as part of his continuing effort to groom the young man as his future heir. I hope he does well. Rajkumar Chandrasen has been tending that of watching as I meet with my spy master in court. Wonder what he's picked up for me. Oh, let's hope for only good things, even though it's not the kind that he would. Oh yeah, he lost one. One went down. lost stewardship as well. Bad luck for you. It seems as if Chandrasen is starting to get on incredibly well with the child of one of the visiting vassals. Apparently, Chandrasen and Damayanti Kamanchal are becoming fast friends. Oh god, inbred. You gotta be careful who you choose to be your friends. I woke up this morning and realized I lost my feelings for my wife. Yeah. It's starting. Yes. I'll build enough castle towns. The granddaughter Rajendranarayan of Kalgon is a renowned godly learned vassal of mine. After having introduced himself to Chandrasen, he approaches me with an offer. He's willing to spend some time teaching Chandrasen some of the more intricate parts of the Angra Sutras in exchange of my favor. To help with the learning, of course. Rajkumar is kind of watching me at court, so he's become trusting, picked up a little of my mannerisms. That's too many traits, son. I wish you could let me teach you your virtues, but apparently I cannot. Another area that's volatile. That means more trouble. Actually, here's one more thing I want from them. Chinese artifact. Beyond sculpture. Give that to my son, too. Jain Ascetic is a renowned fighter and tactician. Having introduced himself to Chandrasen, he approached me with an offer. He's willing to spend time teaching Chandrasen how to fight in exchange for my favor. That'll be useful. I'll bestow my favor upon you, too. Despite the fact he's a tough soldier. The last of my vassals have left, and he looks relieved, and he's obviously exhausted from all the formalities, but having introduced like this, hopefully serve him well in the future. I've done my best to groom into a worthy heir. Now it's time. Oh dear. That madman. Oh, I don't have the money to arrange for the divorce. Oh, I'll get a loan. Don't worry. I'll pay it myself in the future. Okay, take another loan. Son of a... So, yes. Arrange a divorce. It's finalized. Now, what else? Yep, that's it. Become a Mooney now. Gotta go on a journey. Even though some would probably want to kill me. Because they know that Gopala II. And he's recently become infirm, so he's not going to be around for long. He'd kill me if he might, but survive if Chandrasen lets you. Yeah, I see what I did there. Yep, continuing the tradition. That's the third ruler in the world that we're gonna have a person retire to become a monk. Only because his lack of skills and his injuries have never healed, and he became a drunk, so he's become unqualified to be ruling any longer. But Chandrasen, he is ready. He's more than ready. So, there you have it. Time for me to go. Pledge peace for the rest of this character's life. Now, a few more parting gifts. Here's all the money that I can, well, that's it. Oh, and one more thing. No, I can't give it to him. It's not a member of the fighter skills. Never mind, I guess I'll keep it to myself. So after a few days wandering the streets as a beggar and meditating open, I start to question if I'm truly ready to live a life like this for the rest of this life. Yes, I shall become pure. But keep in mind, Rajendranarayan will become the King of Bengal for this. The Maharani, which we just broke up and later divorced, and she became a drunkard too. And I was possibly on the verge of losing her kingdom to a man who has a claim to one of the areas from there. Yeah, he wants that part back. But it matters not. I may be drunk, but I hope I will redeem myself. But only this time I request to you, don't bring me back. So it is. So it is. Only have a strong claim on the Kingdom of Bengal. As long as success concerned Rajendranarayan, Chandrasen. Alright. So there you have it, 3 kingdoms now. Which some would think that spells trouble. And we can do subjugations again. Of course, that requires karma and plenty of it. And since we're no longer a Jain, we can no longer hold a lot of land. As we know, the stewardship. Which it could be adjusted if need be. Put these together. Oh my. Yeah, there's no need for that mercenary company anymore. You may not like it. Who knows what they will be up to. But honestly, it's better off not knowing. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we will end the episode on that note. It's time for the beginning of a new era. But of course, need to get more to the domain size, get the council, get everything together. And not to mention a coordination ceremony. So there's an inherent weakness, even though he's probably going to want that kingdom. So does this one, and that one too. So I may have to help a brother out a few times before one day that we'll fight to have that claim to Bengal. But we got a lot of things to do. But I inherit a very strong country. And don't worry about the polling intrigue. Shrewd-minded and attractive. So we hope to see you in the next episode, ladies and gentlemen. But until then, so long for now.